Hi, my name is Fritz Gollery. I'm the class of 1959 of Packard Street. I studied for the Archdiocese of Baltimore. My name is spelled Gollery, and I actually go by the name of Fritz for those who might remember me. One of my memories of the priest at Packard Street is that Father Aycock during the, I think it was the second year of my stay there. He lived down the hall from me a couple doors. And one day I hear this tap at my door, and here Father Aycock is. When I open the door, he says, come this way, my son, come this way. I want you to see something. So he takes me down to his room, and we look out, and in the tree out his window is a robin. And he said, yeah, boy, I wanted you to see the first robin of spring and to be able to enjoy that with me. So that's always a memory that has stuck with me all these years. Also remember Father Bernhardt. He was my confessor during the first year of my stay at Packard Street. And even though he had some weird ways, don't we all, he was a gentleman, and he always treated me very kindly and was very, very helpful during that first year at Packard Street during my time of adjustment there. My dissertation was on the redevelopment of the downtown area of Baltimore. I did it for Father Lee. He taught us economics, as you heard on those other sharings today. He was a great friend of mine, and actually we was two of us did the same dissertation, Bill Walters and myself. We both worked on this, did interviews with city officials and urban planning people and the development of Charlestown and the Civic Center, as we called it at that time. And we were just on the forefront of that all developing. And so he invited us to do our dissertation under economics instead of philosophy, and to do it on what was taking place at that time in urban renewal in the city of Baltimore at that time. And we got lots of information, a lot of booklets and all that stuff that was being worked up by planners in order to get information for this, I guess, 50-page dissertation or whatever it was. So, very, very interesting. Packard Street was a very discerning time for me also. It was a very changing time of my years, of my life. I went through a lot of faith questioning. It was just, I think Packard Street was that time of our lives, and it was that kind of place where there was a lot of discernment that went on. People deciding what God was calling them to in their lives. And as I think others have said that already. They talked about having radio. They talked about people visiting rooms. We could not enter another person's room. In fact, I guess a funny story is, I don't know whether I should tell this or not, but anyway, I was very close friends with the guy that lived next door to me. And because we could not visit in rooms, we would talk outside of our windows to one another. In fact, I don't know whether I should say this, but I probably almost flunked out because wasting too much time gabbing with him from one window to the other. It was like being in the old tenement houses in New York or Brooklyn or whatever they always kid about, of ladies talking across windows, so we're close. But we wasted a lot of time talking outside of our windows because we were not allowed in each other's rooms, It was, again, that 10-year period that you heard talked about this afternoon. I was at the end of the end. And after that, we were straining at the bit, actually. We were kind of a radical class all the way along. Got in a lot of trouble for it as a class. But going through that, very much involved with Gino Walsh, and he got us ready for Second Vatican II. He was way ahead of his time, and he got us ready for what was to take place in our first years of our priesthood.